with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So there's this independent journalist, like a legit one. Like, it shouldn't even be called independent journalist. It should just be called journalist. That's the job they're meant to be doing. Like, finding the truth and telling the truth without bias, or as much bias as you can remove. Anyway, her name's Whitney Webb, and she just goes deep diving in all sorts of things. Like, she is all over the Epstein thing. She's like the number one source for the Epstein thing and how it's all linked up. And before that, she was looking deeply into the Israel-Palestine thing. There's a pretty interesting article she wrote called The Untold Story of Christian Zionism's Rise to Power in the United States. It's a very interesting article. Google it and read it. Anyway, I was listening to her. She's doing this thing on AI now and how the government's going to use it to further control people and move towards an authoritarian state. So she's like basically what they're going to do. And apparently the World Economic Forum released this. So there's going to be a big cyber attack, apparently. A cyber apocalypse. They're going to attack the banks, this cyber attack, which for all intents and purposes is going to be a false flag. But the banks will be attacked, and then the internet apparently will be shut down or limited. Communications will be limited as well. And then they're going to introduce a internet ID. So everything on the internet, you'll have to use an ID to access anything. It'll be completely controlled. Then with that will come like CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, and it will just become a web of just surveillance. You know what I mean? So I'm listening to that, and obviously I'm like, fuck, more things to worry about. More things to wrap my head around. Wars aren't enough. Collapse of the economy is not enough. It's just not enough. We need more shit. We need AI controlled by the government. Anyway, since I listened to that particular podcast, and go check out Whitney Webb. She's so fucking sweet. She's fucking legit as fuck. But since I listened to that episode, in Australia, Optus fucking went down for 24 hours. That's one of our biggest mobile network carriers. They went down. No one could make phone calls or anything on the Optus network. They didn't know what that was about. See, that's part of the PSYOP. We'll shut Optus down for a fucking 24 hours and just slowly get the people used to these sorts of little things happening. And then I fucking open up Facebook and Instagram, and they're talking about how solar flares are going to knock out the internet. I'm like, oh no, I'm slipping back into conspiracy. But you look around now and you're like, fuck, the prophecies of the Messiah are coming true. The Messiah being David Icke. Everything he has fucking said with his rheumatoid arthritis hands have fucking basically come true now. Almost all of it. The only thing fucking we don't know, because the Queen's dead, is whether she had a reptile minge or not. I'm tipping she had a reptile one. Minimum it was waxed. But fucking, I swear to God, even people who are like sort of mainstream now are just saying shit that fucking David Icke was saying 5, 6, 10 years ago. And they're yelling about it as well. This is happening, that's happening. David Icke was saying this fucking years and years ago. David Boyle was saying this years and years ago, but I was saying it because Icke was saying it. The only problem with conspiracies is I feel like they become a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy because you buy into the energy of the conspiracies and it feeds the machine. What you really need is just to ignore the whole thing. The fear the conspiracies create in you sends out like a bad energy. It's not a good energy. And I feel like that bad energy sort of radiates outwards and other people pick it up, and then the whole humanity ends up vibing on the wrong frequency. You get what I mean? So the best thing to do, even though it's good to be aware of all this shit, because I feel like we're marching ourselves directly into fucking slavery. And I also had that reoccurring dream for years about everything just being shut off and being herded into some sort of camps. No exits. The police and the army block off everything. And then it's just overnight. It's a complete paradigm shift. It's a new reality. We're prisoners. That was my fucking recurring dream. So I think the best thing to do is just fucking try and ground yourself in some fucking love. If you radiate it, I'm not saying I do this either. I'm not saying I do that. I have previously. I've done it before. I know it works, but if you can ground yourself in like a universal love and radiate it outwards, that will fix shit. You don't think it will, but it does. The hardest part, I reckon, is going to be having love for the person that's about to murder you. That's a tough ask, but that is almost the ultimate rebellion, isn't it? Even though you're about to kill me, I still love you. That shit changes the world. Anyway, I fucking went way out there today. I'm way out there in the outfield today. I'm about to go get my fucking MRI scan as well. I just want them to put in a fucking bulletproof titanium fucking rib cage in. Fuck this cartilage shit. Anyway, you'll be hearing about my MRI scan tomorrow, so fucking tune in. That's it for today, and I'll see you the fuck later.